Still me ivory. Going to love life. No, every time I rise, we do it for the love and I do it for the light. See it for the love and I do it for the light. See it for the love and I do it for the light. See it for the love and I do it for the light. Success don't come overnight. No matter no substance over hype. Do it for the love and I do it for the light. Nobody will love light. That's alright. Sit down in a post and just sleep all night. Sit down on social media type. While I said them they studio advice. Coming over but I'm up on no flight.
I want to welcome each and every one of you to the Talk Up Youth Digital Masterclass. Here tonight is your introduction to animation. I'm Empress Golding, and our master trainer, Sheena Mclean, is standing by. Hi, Sheena. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you doing, Empress?
We're doing great. We're going to allow some of our participants to come in. We have 62 in right now. To all of our attendees, participants, thank you so much again for joining us. If it's your first masterclass, we've had some great ones over the past few days, and this one is going to be excellent. If you are interested in the billion-dollar industry of animation, then this introduction is for you. If you want to know how to be creative and work at home and run your own business or join an animation business, then this course is for you. All right? Our master trainer has all the information that you need. Feel free to share your questions, ask your questions in the Q&A tab. You will see it right there at the bottom of your Zoom webinar. All right, so we're going to launch a poll right now. We just want to know where you're joining from. So feel free to answer while we sit back and wait for the rest of the participants to come in. Again, we will see your comments in the chat box. If you want to talk at the end of the presentation or when your master trainer invites you, then just raise your hand and we will give you the permission to ask your questions. Again, grab a pen and paper, right? This is about taking notes so you can live your best life creatively, doing what you love as we introduce you to this amazing career. All right, the polls are up. We're getting everybody to log in. So yeah, take a moment, grab a glass of water as well. It's going to be a 60 to 90 minute class.
That's alright. Sit down on a post and sleep all night. Sit down on social media type. While I said them they studio advice. Coming over but I'm up on no flight. And me never see them a live no tour life. You miss someone know you have so much likes. I'm always still a lead bar I do. Sing for me when I'm ready, yeah. If you put the music first outside. While we they on the bar and the eye. Baby, you work outside. When you see me, yes, and I see I. And every choose when me never right. And every show where we at night. No, when I do it for the lights, when I tell them I do it for the love, and I do it for the light. Do it for the love, and I do it for the light. Never tell you if you must not shut up when them. Instead of the left side, gonna buy again. Then come and do it for the love, and I do it for the light. And to them, sing, them not like me, but we not respond. Fly out and make them love it from a distance. Come over 2 weeks vacation. Never them still stuck in a the quicksand. And the players say them are the big man. In a Jamaica, and them are the hit song. A gentleman, me hear a play a Finland. Me never hear them playing a Pakistan. That's it for me when I'm ready. No one like that, you come outside. While we there on the war on the ice. No take a control outside. Give me a beat and a mic. Ready for the steward of a voice. And when I put that song up on my timeline. No, me not do it for the lights. But I tell them I do it for the love. And I do it for the lights. Jesus Christ, do it for the love. And I do it for the lights. Something to be with everybody move your feet. And they know for it and my mama know for it. When we mix a tune and drop it like a bomb, me no wanna waste guy critique my song. Me no wanna media guy interpret me wrong. So make me give me credits in a dancehall fashion first. Big up Kalanji and the one Capleton. The Wild Apache and the one Ninja Man.
Woo! I just love my music. And you know, music is a big part of animation, people. That's a whole nother conversation you can talk about if you're an entertainer, you're a producer. You could also ask your master trainer today about the role that music plays and how you can thrive in this industry as an entertainer, a performer, a voiceover artist, or just a musician. I shouldn't say just a musician, or a musician. All right, so the polls are up and 94% or 90-something% of you have voted and answered. And we are seeing that 100% of our attendees in the masterclass are from Jamaica. Now, this TUY hashtag, if you take pictures or little videos of the presentation to share on social media, please hashtag TUY Digital so we can follow you. And this Talk Up Yout Masterclass, Hack Into Your Animation Career, is powered by Talk Up Yout with support from the Digicel Foundation. And Sheena Mclean of Scribble Panda. So, all right, we're gonna end this poll. Here are the results. Yeah, we got a lot of Jamaicans, and I'm so excited about us coming together as one entity so we can take control of this over 200 and something billion dollar global industry called animation. All right, we're putting up one more poll. It is 5:59. We like to start on time at Talk Up Yout because our life lesson or life skill 101 is you must always be on time. What did I say? Always being on time. We also want to know about your animation experience before I bring in your master trainer. So please answer the polls. It's right there on your screen. Again, in the Q&A, while the presentation is going on, you can ask any question you like about the animation industry and hacking into it and joining the industry, and our master trainer will respond to you. All right, theme song. You know the theme song for the TUI digital masterclasses. All right, Masuko.
I know everybody ever like we, still we irate. Come in your love lights. We not dance our style. I know everybody ever like, still we irate. Come in your love lights. No, so every time I rise, we do it for the love and I do it for the lights. Do it for the love and I do it for the lights. Do it for the love and I do it for the lights. Do it for the love and I do it for the lights. Success don't come overnight. Don't make a no substance over hype. Do it for the love and I do it for the lights. No for them love lights, that's alright. Sit down on the post and the tweet all night. Sit down on social media type. While like second day studio advice. Oh, me never put them up on no life. And me never see them a live no poor life. You miss a man, now you have so much likes. I'm always still a lead, but I do. Simple me, we not ready yet. Need to put the music first and solid. While we there on the bar on the eye. We a work and solid. When you say yes, I see I. And never choose when we never right. And never show where we at night. No, we not do it for the likes, but we tell them we do it for the love. We not do it for the likes. Do it for the love, we not do it for the likes. Somebody you can put some shot and bring them. Instead of the love, say they gonna buy again. Then come we do it for the love, we not do it for the likes.
Yeah, we see some of the questions coming in. This one coming in from Gerard. How can I make money in animation? I'm sure your master trainer will answer that one. Elizabeth Sterling is asking, ahead of the masterclass starting, I want to have a job in animation, but I can only do it as a hobby. How can I do animation then? Your master trainer may be able to answer that one. If I did the program of animation, should I say yes to that poll? If I did the program, well, if you were involved in a program in animation, then yes, you could say yes to the poll. I guess we'll say if you're in animation, meaning, you know, you're passionate about it and you've had some experience. Another question that will be posed to our master trainer from you, Morgan Foster, is what are some softwares that animators use? Trust me, I'm so excited because we're going to answer the questions. Now, it is 6:02. And at Talk Up Yout, we like to be on time. So ladies and gentlemen, if you don't mind, I'm giving 15 more seconds for anybody else to log in. We did say in the email, don't be late or you may miss your place. And the thing about being late is that you miss opportunity and you miss information. And I don't want to ever miss an opportunity or miss information. And I don't want anybody to ever say, oh my gosh, Empress is always late. No, don't fire me. I am on time. So ladies and gentlemen, right now, I want to take this moment to introduce your master trainer for this evening. Her name is Sheena Mclean. She's a dynamic and creative master trainer, and she's going to help you to hack into your animation career. Remember what I said, grab your pen and your paper and take notes. Sheena is a creative entrepreneur. I am too. I just love creatives. And she's the founder of Scribble Panda Animation. It's a business, and she has, well, her company is a remote company. What does that mean? Yeah, some of us are so used to the whole traditional ideas of going into the office, you know, clocking in. No, those days are over. She has a remote animation company where her teammates have worked on Disney films and so much more. And she's a wife. She's a traveler. And ladies and gentlemen, my youth, talk up you, Mr. Talk up you. Talk up master trainer, Mr. Talk up master trainer. I'm excited. Where's my pen? I have my pen. I have my paper. I'm handing it over to you. Sheena Mclean. Woo, woo, woo.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. I hope you're doing well. So I'm looking at the polls and I realized that 83% of you guys are not in animations. That's okay. As from this presentation, I hope you will be in this field. And regarding to your questions, I'll be answering them, all of them as much as possible at the end of this session. So as we go along, just send in your questions so I can know what to answer. If I didn't answer all of your questions, you can send me an email and I answer them. Sorry, so I'm gonna start the presentation. Okay, just give me a minute. All right, so let me know if you guys can see my screen.
Sure can.
All right. Okay. Quick question. Okay, never mind. I was trying to eliminate the polls.
I cleared it, so it shouldn't be up there. I had canceled it. Maybe it's on your screen. You may want to close it, or let me close it. Is it closed?
It's closed now.
All right.
All right, guys. So for this presentation, I'm going to teach you how to hack into your animation career. I have been, I'm going to be very honest with you. A couple years ago, I have been struggling in the animation industry, trying to get my foot in the industry. And now that I'm in the industry, I'm going to share my secrets with you. So it's going to be very easy for you. All right. Okay. Give me a minute. Presentation.
No problem, my master trainer. I know you're setting up.
Technical difficulties of sharing the presentation.
Let me see. I'm wondering why. I think you just have to press play now, maybe. Oh, we had it earlier.
Yeah. I'm not sure what's happening. Let me stop my share.
All right. And we can run it again and see how it goes. But as she gets ready and gets the presentation, so we were ready, you know, people. We had a tech. We had a tech wrong, but this does happen. Sheena said it's easy. Now, how many of you have ever had an opportunity for somebody to come in and just say, hey, you know, I'm just going to give you all the tips and the information. Some people have to take years seeking it out for themselves to get the information, practice over and over. Some people it takes 10, 20 years to get the information that they need to live their best life in the career path that they choose. And hey, you're getting it right now from Sheena. So right about now, I'm going to hand it over.
Okay, perfect, great. I'm so happy about it. So I'm going to tell you about me. As again, my name is Sheena. I used to do animation, but now I own an animation business called Scribble Panda. And I work with around 8 creative professionals in my business. I love what I do, but I can know it's not easy to break into the animation industry. And I know that can be very frustrating. So I'm here to help you. Okay, see that I'm having the same problem again.
I'm wondering if it's that we need to, are you on PowerPoint, Sheena?
No, I'm not on PowerPoint.
I'm wondering if it wants us to be on a play, something that you have to play. I'm not sure why it's. Bear with us, everybody. Bear with us. We're coming. I'm loving her avatars. All right. Okay, so we're gonna fix that up right now. Let's see. Give us a minute, everybody. It's a share screen challenge. All right, we see the questions coming in. What software is best for beginners? That's what you want to know. How can I get started? Because I want to use animated content for my Instagram store and YouTube channel. We're going to get to them. Don't worry.
Okay, so you guys can see my screen, all right?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. So during this presentation, I'm going to tell about my journey, tool that can help you to hack your career, careers in animation. If you're out of school and you don't have and you have limited experience, I can tell you how to get your foot in the industry. I'm going to tell you some of the groups that you can network with locally, regional, international animators and companies. I'm going to talk more about personal branding and marketing and how we can find opportunities to create global content. So about my journey, right? When I was young, I was fascinated with animation, especially when I started watching Transformers. I was always obsessed with Transformers because of the robots. I was like robots, and I said, this is a career I wanted to get into. When I was in high school, and I spoke to my teachers, they told me that, okay, you want to get into animation, make sure you do technical drawing, visual arts, and computer science, right? Information technology. So I started that, then I went to Northern Caribbean University, where I started off in the computer science department. And I switched over to communication studies, where I debated between if I should do television production or advertising, and I chose advertising to help me to pursue my career in the animation industry. During my time there, that time, a couple years ago, we didn't have an animation course. So I have to teach myself and try to figure out myself in this industry, right? When I changed my degree, I entered the Lignovite Film Festival. And it was my final year, I remember, and we did this animation called Stoplight Hustle. And at the festival, it got around 67 awards. After the festival, that's how people start contacting me saying, hey, I like your work, I wanna work with you. And I started doing work for people, and then as well, I started freelancing. So Upwork and Fiverr, these are two platforms I want you guys to try out. You can bid for projects and you can earn money on this platform. So I started out on Upwork and I started bidding projects from all over the world. So someone from a different country like Australia, United States, I say, hey, I need a 15-second animation of doing my logo, right? So I bid for it, where I tell them my cost and I show them my work and I tell them how I can do the work. And that's how I started getting paid using Upwork and Fiverr. After I left NCU, companies started reaching out to me saying that they wanted me to take on projects, but I was so small. It was me and a few persons, And this project was so big. So I said, okay, I need to expand my business. I need to register my company. I need to come up with something. I need to you know, just get my foot in this industry. So what I did was that I started doing remote working, meaning that I myself and my classmates were pretty much all over the world and people all over the world. And I started asking them to join my company, to join my team so we can do on this project. So I started hiring people who do script writing, people who can draw character design, people can do animation, people can do post-production, like maybe sound engineers, voice talents. These are people I start seeking. So a lot of people ask me why I decided Scribble Panda, what's the name behind that, right? I remember when I was on Upwork and Fiverr and there were other people, other animation people I was competing with. One thing I noticed with their names was so unique and it was different. So you have people like Geek Dogs, Moon Dogs, all creative names. So I spent one whole night writing names. And I have this page from now. This page I have for 5 years ago where I came up with this name and I start writing names while I wanna call my company. But I know Scribble was supposed to be included in my name. And I remember I had Scribble Cat and Scribble Post and Scribble Panda. So I chose Scribble Panda because I like the name and I want it to be unique, and I want it to be different, and I want to be a part of the international market. I'm going to be honest with you. When I run my idea with my friends and other people in the industry, they didn't like it. Most of them didn't support me. And this is something you're going to, you know, encounter in your life. Some people are not going to support the business, or people might have negative things to say. But I had a vision and I stick to that vision. And after a while, people realize that, oh, once I start getting a lot of projects and doing a lot of work, people start, you know, happy and being supportive and say, oh, I guess the name is so unique and different, and I position myself different. So another reason how I position myself different from the rest of animation studios here, animators here, is that it was very difficult to compete against them. I was just a small person trying to compete against studio. So one of the reasons I decided to work remotely and hire people remotely, which means that we work from home or anywhere in the world we want to work, and not actually at the office, is because it costs a lot. If I should have an office in Kingston to pay the rent, it's going to cost so much money. And since animation was a new industry back then, I have to make it very affordable so people can come to me and say, you know what, your cost is not that bad compared to other people what they're charging. And that's because I have to try and cut out a lot of expense. I have to, you know, try to save as much as possible. So we started working from home. And another reason, I wanted people not to feel restricted to work in office, because we're creative people. We, you know, we should be in an area that we feel motivated and more productive. So sometimes you might see me working at the beach, you might see me working overseas, wherever I feel productive. And that's how I start getting ideas, and our content is just unique and different. So that's how I position my business to make it different, to make my teammates not to be stressed out as well, because being an animator is not easy. And that's something I realized in the industry. A lot of people tell me it's not easy. It's crazy. So I want people to feel free wherever they want to work, and I give them a different culture where we just happy and fun to be around. They don't have to feel like, oh, I have to be 9 to 5, I have to do this, I have to do that, and whatever. Sometimes my teammate might say, hey, I need to pick up my daughter. I say, okay, fine, that's it. And I started hiring people now because I wanted really experts to work on my team. So I started seeking other creative professionals from different countries. So I started looking in the Caribbean for people. I hire people from the Caribbean. I hire people from the States and sometimes over Philippines and those countries. So I wanted to embrace other cultures so people can, you know, learn from each other. So I'm going to share with you the animation video that I did a few years ago and got a lot of awards at Ignite Film Festival.
know say I hustle, man, I hustle. Get to look them a hustle, them a hustle. To all the style vendors, and the higglers, hustle, man, I hustle. Want the food, so I hustle, man, I hustle.
Hold on, Sheena, we're not seeing the video as yet.
Oh, you guys not seeing the video?
No, you may have to screen share the video. So.
Okay. All right, no problem.
But hey, I wrote a lot of notes so far. All right, how we doing, class? Everybody getting some notes down? All right. One important thing while Sheena's getting ready for that video that I hold on to is that when you have an idea as a creative, even if people don't believe in it, if you believe in it and you know it's right, then run with it. Run with what your gut says. Yeah? You've done your homework. You know what's good for you. Run with it. All right. All right, I think we're about ready.
You guys can see now? Perfect.
Say I hustle, man, I hustle. Get to look them a hustle, them a hustle. To all the style vendors, and the higglers, hustle, man, I hustle. Want the food, so I hustle, man, I hustle.
Nice man. My banana $400, sir. Hi, sir. Good evening. You don't want any banana for buy, sir? Sir, just $400, sir.
No, thank you.
Miss, you don't want banana for buy?
Sir, buy some sweetie from me now. I just want some money for God's school.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Doormat. Doormat. What a nice doormat for your house, sir. Just 8 bills. 8 bills alone. No. You know what? Nothing. I want nothing at all. Then beg your money then, no? Beg your money then, no, me dan. Me have 5 hungry belly pick me hard for feed, you know. 5 of them. I have no change, you. I have no change. Next time. You see, you know. A style, man, every time, you know. Be a style on the style, man.
Donut, hot and ready, firm and steady. What a nice minute, sir.
Why do they want to look what?
Hey boy, this man.
But the way it go, make me ever check if I ever see you now. Sure.
Cash for gold. Yeah, cash for gold.
No, thank you.
Yo, go on in a man.
No.
Let's go on, boss. I'm being a boss. Man, everything, man. Swear me I work, you
I
see?
want nothing of the sort. How do you harass people so bad?
I ain't that boy. Take this. Juice man. Love juice. Sky juice. Ready. Phone
Hello, sir. Pull over. Stop the vehicle at once. This is the police.
Step out and say, phone card.
Okay, so this is the video that I got awards for my team and myself. I decided to do this film because I was in halfway tree and I experienced this. So I wanted to do something fun. And surprisingly, this video actually got a lot of attention. So it started going viral in Jamaica, and there was an article that came out about it, people at the stoplight. So I remember my brother, my friend tagged me and said, look what you did. You start an uproar on social media, people start talking about this, what's happening in the street. And I was like, I just wanted to do something fun, but at the same time, I was glad because people was talking about it, even though some were negative comments, but I didn't mind it because I was like, hey, you're giving me publicity and that's good. You're talking about it. That's great. So I'm going to show you. All right, this actually took around 4 months to for my team and I to create, but we weren't full-time because we were, I was like in my final year at NCU, so we were working on it part-time. So I'm gonna show you 2 other videos that my company created for our clients to show you what our work is like. This was a PSA for Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology. They came to us and saying that they want to push for cybersecurity for teenagers or for young children. So they came up with the concept and we decided to do animation for it. And just bear in mind, Scribble Panda, we mostly do projects for governments, mostly for ministries and governments that we mostly target. So I'm gonna share this one with you.
World, heading to the ATM, come just get paid. I'm gonna need some fresh clothes and new shoes and everything after that I got spicy.
Bro, so you mean for tell me say you're gonna show all your followers your debit card information just like that? Never display personal information such as credit card numbers, debit card pins, passports, and your home address online, or send it to anyone on social media.
Be cyber safe. Think before you click.
I'm gonna share another one as well. Where is it?
Have mercy. You see what do you know? You make me catch virus. Even if your friend send you the link, if it looks suspicious, no click it so.
Beware of suspicious links. Hackers can steal your personal information or login credentials with the use of embedded links.
Please to take me to the doctor.
Be cyber safe. Think before you click.
All right, so this was like 30 seconds and it took us around 6 weeks to create this, but bear in mind that we have to give time for a client for them to go through the process and do approval. So another question you guys might be curious to ask is that how much this might cost, right? So I'm gonna share with you how much a 30-second video like this can cost, and this can cost over $1 million. So a production like this can cost $1.2 million. It's a lot of work, and I know you guys will be like, well, it's a lot of money, but there's a lot of people have been working on this. And later in my presentation, I'm gonna share with you the stages and the process of an animation. All right, so I'm going back to my presentation. Okay. Great. So the next heading I'm going to teach you guys is how to hack into your animation career. Okay. So when you get step in animation, you want to figure out what is it you want to do. So this is a tool that I learned from the VP of products at Netflix. He taught me this. And it's something to help. I use it in my career and I want to share it with you guys as well. So you need to figure out if you want to do 2D versus 3D. So 2D animation is pretty much like cartoons. What I just show you guys, 3D is like Transformers, Shrek, anything have depth and so on, 3D. So once you figure out what you want to do, so if you guys decide to say, okay, I want to get into the 2D animation industry, you need to figure out, do you want to go into the manager aspect or the technical aspect? Do you want to manage productions, or you want to be a technical person where you draw the cartoons or you animate? Once you figure out that, you can, what do you want to do? Do you want to start projects or you want to build on projects? What area you want to do? Then you try to figure out, do you want to work with consumer or enterprise? And once you figure out that, then you can, next step, we try to figure out, do you want to work in the education industry or entertainment industry? It's okay to choose both because I'm good in both areas. So I chose education and entertainment. So if you want to, in education, you want to do like courses, do YouTube videos, like teaching people to do something or help in the education industry, that's fine. If you want to do entertainment, where you have to do fun, something media, you want to be YouTube series or create your own content and try get it on Netflix or TVJ, then this area will be perfect for you. So this is a tool that can help you guys to figure out what area animation you want to be. And I would love for you guys to comment to tell me what your career would look like. So I'm just gonna give you 1 minute so you guys can tell me, so I can look and see what your career would look like. If you want to do 2D, technical, you want to build on something, you want to start a production, you want to work in education and entertainment industry. All right, so once you do that, one thing when coming to career, you have to evaluate your career, meaning what metrics and data are gonna help you to evaluate your career. This is some of it. Happiness is important. The salary is also important. If you're okay with the salary in the industry, if you feel like you have some fulfillment doing animation, maybe you want to work on a film that might help to save the world or make a difference in the world. If you want to work in an industry, it's all about balance, meaning that you have a career balance and have your life balance. Or if you want to be in a industry like your career is all about growth. So this is something I actually do in my career at this stage just now to help me to evaluate my career if I'm happy or not. If you're not happy, then I can tell you, you need to change your job, or you need to change your career, or you need to change something. You need to look and see where you fit in and try to, you know, be, the overall of this is for you to be happy and not stressed out or unhappy and stuff. All right, so we're gonna look at careers in animation, right? So this is us for the 3D production. I'm sharing with you the 3D production pipeline. The 2D is a bit similar. So you can see that this is actually a lot of process. It's a lot of hard work. It's not easy doing animation. And so I started off this. You have an idea, right? And you want to share your idea with your team. You want them to tell the story. So once you tell the story, you do the script writing of it. Then you do the storyboard. And a storyboard is like images of drawing, basically telling your story what the idea is about. So I can actually have to look at your storyboard, and understand it without any music or any dialogue or any voiceover, right? Then the next stage is the animatic, where you have a little movements of the characters, so I can understand what exactly is happening. And sometimes the animatic people put in voiceover to decide the duration of how long the video is going to be. That's the pre-production stage, all of this. So if you want to work in a pre-production stage, you can be a script writer, you can be a voice actor, you can be a producer, you can be an executive producer. If you have a lot of money, that's very good. If you're good at directing, you can be a director. You can be a storyboard artist, where you can just draw the cartoons and draw what the animation is going to be about. You can be an illustrator, where you draw props, backgrounds, and so on. A character designer, I love being a character designer because I like drawing characters, giving them personality. If you're good at, coming up with characters and giving them personality and drawing them, then you'll be perfect for this fit. Concept artist is, you come up with it's the same as art director. You just come up with the concept of the video, and you basically give them ideas. This is where you get very creative. You can be a layout artist, put out the layers together, and background designer. If you're good at doing background designing, I like doing that, this will be very good to you. So these are careers you can look into in the pre-production stage. Now, once that's finished, now you go into production stage. So the production is like you're creating the characters, you're creating the video. So this is for 3D, right? Once you have the layout and then you draw it and then put it in the computers and you start to model the character. Like, you know, when you have the clay dough and you're trying to make to try to create a character, this is something they do on the computer. So a good software for this is like 3D Max Studio or Maya when you start modeling, or ZBrush, Blender, other softwares like that, when they create their character. Once they do that, now they pass on to texturing. So these are people who put on texture. So if you create a bunny, right, like right here, they're creating a little bunny and you send it to the texturing stage. That's where another artist is gonna put on fur on it, you know, and then take it to the rigging stage once they do that. So what rigging and setup means is that they're creating the character they're kind of breaking up into pieces, so it's easy for the animator to animate it. So I'm gonna give an example of what rigging is. So this is my let me see, I can push it back so you guys can see what I'm doing. So this is my arm, right? So once it's in the rigging stage, I'm like stiff, like this. So I need to be flexible. I need to animate, so my arms can't move. So what they do is that they rig it and set up points, they break it up. So they put a point here and a point here. So once they do that, now my arms can go like this. But I need this to move right here. So they rig it and put another point here. So I have 3 points, one here, a next one here at my elbow, and another one here. So you make my arms, you know, I can move my arms up and down. It's like I'm a puppet now. So it's easy for the animators now can animate me. So once you go to the animation stage now, and there's a scene that said my hands need to go up, the animation can do like this, you know? If it said my eyes need to go slowly, the animators will make it go slowly. So that's what the animators do. They make the characters move and do key poses and so on. All right, so VFX meaning is lighting. This is in 3D, you don't really have this in 2D. So you give the 2D more lighting so you can see the dimensions and so on. After you finish that, you render it. Basically, everything that you do, you have to render, which is going to take a lot of process. So if you're familiar with After Effects, that you do video editing and you have to render video, you might know what I'm talking about. For people who don't know, it's a process where it's like you're finished, if your work is complete, so you want to export it to a video now. So in this era, people in production, you have animation director, animation supervisor, you have the lead animator who normally supervise junior animators. You have the key post animator, and what the key post animator is that they create the characters in different poses. So it's easy for other animators can animate it. So what I mean, main key poses of animation is like you're giving the character expressions, you have to be very good at drawing for doing this one. And after they make the character draw different poses of them, then you have other animators who draw between them or do animate these characters. So once you do, you have the cleanup artist now that fix up the characters, they fix up the animation, and trying to move this here. And do other works like, you know, they just smooth out the animation, fix up every little thing, every details. Then you have the character rigger that I just explained to you, you know, they just rig my arm, they rig my body so I can move. You have the visual effects animator. So if you're good at lighting, this would be very good. They have the color artist, people, if you know you like to color, that's good. And you have lighting artists. So if these careers seems exciting to you, then the production section would be ideal for you. Then once that is finished, you have the post-production. The post-production is like you have the compositing artist, right? So right here, you see the guys are on the screen, he's putting all the scenes together. Then once he do that, he send it on to the 2D VFX or motion graphics. So here is where people put in subtitles, some text, some little motion graphics, little animation that can go in this section, they will do that. Then they'll send it off to the color correction guy. So this guy is, want to make sure that the color is fine, it's, for the final output. And then you have the final output. Now that the whole production is finished. So the creator animation, there's like different stages to get to the final output. So now a lot of people would be like, it look easy, but it's a lot of hard work. So people in the post-production are like composing artists, film and video editor, and sound designer as well. So people are doing sound effects. Once the video is finished, they normally, putting sound effects in there. Right. Okay. All right, can you guys see my screen or not?
I think you have to share again, Sheena.
Okay.
But wow, some of you, I see your questions coming in. Are you taking notes? Are you taking notes? I'm learning a lot. Can you imagine? It's only been 39 minutes. You sharing again, Sheena?
I'm sharing it right now.
Okay.
Okay, you can see now?
Sure can.
Perfect. Great. So we're gonna move on to the next session. We're gonna talk about if you're fresh out of school with no experience, how can you get your foot in the industry, right? I know all of you have a lot of questions with this. So I hope I answer all of your questions. Just pretty, oh. Okay, I don't know what's happening. So spend some time on the technical difficulties. I'm just gonna talk about it right now. So there are several things we're gonna talk about, right? So if you have no experience, the first thing you wanna do is to master your talents. And that means you practice daily, you draw, you watch YouTube tutorials, you read animation books. And this is a book I want you guys to get. If it's online, download it. It's called Animation and Survival Kit by Richard Williams. And don't worry, I'll be sending you guys my presentation as well. So you can go over it and see the information there. The book called Survival Kit by Richard Animation. Pretty much all animators in the world have this book. It teaches you everything you need to know about animation. The software, the skills, the drawing, what you need to do, the production, everything you want to know. It's good to have this book. But what you need to do is also find a mentor, someone who's in the industry. And this is very important, so you can learn from. And as well as when you show your passion to this person, maybe this person can refer you to get a job, or maybe they can hire you. So it's good to have a mentor. And when you're looking for a mentor, please do not message the person and saying, hey, can you mentor me, or can you refer me to somebody to get a job, or can you hire me? I get this message a lot in my emails. I'm going to be very honest with you. I just read it and I click off, because I am not a robot. I'm a human being. So if you message me and say, hey, I'm in the industry and I saw your work and I would like to have a chat, can I invite you to have a coffee drink or a Starbucks so we can discuss something to get spare 5 minutes of our time? If you send me something like that, or if I'm not busy, I'll say, okay, this person seems interested in the industry and I like to help people. So I will help you. But if you're gonna come to me from start and say, can you give me a job? I'm not gonna look at you because I'm a human being. So the next thing I want you guys to do is to work on short film series and projects. So because I work on this film, and that's how people start noticing me. They start saying, I like your work. So it's good to work on your short films and your projects to show your skills. You can't go to a company and say, hey, I want to apply for animation job, and you don't have no project or you don't have anything to do in the animation industry. How can I know what you can do? So you have to show me what you can do. Another thing I want you guys to do is try to enter competitions and attend conferences. This is very important. There's a competition, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of Kingston, but that's an animation conference and a festival that's happening in Jamaica. And I think it's gonna happen next year around April. I'm not sure when, but the submissions are open and they have different categories like short animations, character designs. So take advantage of that opportunity because you're gonna have international experts and guests from all over the world looking at your work. So it's good to showcase the work. And these people are from top companies from overseas. For the last Kingston, you have people who work at Electronic Arts, Spider-Man, Too Fast, Too Furious, to have Cartoon Network. All these top companies going to be there. So this is a great opportunity for you to showcase your skills. So these people can look, you know what, I like this person work. I want to work with this person. Another conference is Anime Carib, and this is in Trinidad and Tobago. So just don't limit yourself to just Jamaica. Try regional and international conferences. Another one is Kids Screen, and this is in Florida. I know it might cost a lot, but if you want to really get in the industry, you can save and you go maybe it happens once a year, so you try to go once in your life. So you can network with other people and show them if you have a content, which is very good. Don't go there with your hand empty. Go there with something that you can market. Your own video, just do a pilot. If you have an animation video you want to do, like tell your story, what you want to do. Do you want to create a series promoting the Caribbean culture? You want to create a story around that? Make sure you do a pilot, like a 12-minute pilot. And then you go there and you meet people from Netflix, you meet people from Cartoon Network, you meet people from Disney, you meet people from all these everywhere, and you go them and show them. If they're interested, they can invest in your business or they can buy it from you. So don't limit, your opportunities. Now one can get this, your foot in the industry is to join communities and associations. So you have this community called JAN, which is Jamaica Animation Nation Network. This is where all Jamaican animators, people who are in the animation industry are in these groups. Sometimes they have like workshops, and can have challenges where you guys can enter and showcase their talent. Here you can ask people questions or showcase their work. And sometimes they post jobs there. So try to get involved in associations. Another one is Dribble, and it's an international community, and I like using this one because you can upload your work there, and people can go on it and see, and they might hire you. And this is one that can get exposed internationally, and it's a huge community. Another one is Animation Mentor, so you can check that group out. This is one pretty much 3D, and you can network with people there. Another thing I want to say is that continue to learn and train in animation. Animation is a lifelong process. So a lot of people think that when they finish animation, finish school, that's it. No, it's not. You pretty much have to continue to learn, know the trends and hone the skills and learn from experts. Another thing I have to do is to have an online portfolio and a demo reel, and this is very important if you want to be in the animation industry. So online portfolio, you want to showcase your work, and you want to show people what you can do. So when you're applying for jobs, you can send them a link to your online portfolio or your demo reel so they can see what you can do. You have to have this if you want to get into the industry so people can see what you can do. Another thing you can try to is freelance on Upwork and Fiverr. Upwork and Fiverr, you know, you can try bid for projects, and once people start paying you and you build up your portfolio and then a client, you can make money from this, and that's how you put your foot in industry. And that's how I got my foot in industry, because when I applying for jobs, people were saying that, okay, I work on international projects where people from e.g. people from United States, Canada, they hire me to work on these projects, and I know how to work with international people and so on. And I want to mention that you don't have to have an animation degree. All you need to have is the skill. And we'll share experience. Someone sent their application to me for Scribble Panda, and her drawing was really good, but she was coming from a geographic background. She said that she started this and then she liked drawing, and she was doing it on the side. She was doing it as a hobby, and she just trying as a freelancer. And I hired her. I didn't hire her because she didn't have a degree, because I love her work and I love her skills. So even if you don't have a degree, just don't worry about it. All you have to do is just have the skill, learn the skills, and put out your work as much as possible. Another thing I want to share with you is that to get your foot in the industry, take advantage of social media. And this is something I see on TikTok. TikTok is very hot right now. People are using it. A lot of people are small businesses that get a lot of followers showcasing their work. So if you can hop onto that and showcase, you know, do something that can go viral, that would be very good. And I remember there was this lady, she's very good at drawing. And what she did on TikTok is what she bring logos to life. So she was like, what if Netflix was a person? What would Netflix look like? And she drew Netflix into a person. And Netflix actually commented on it and said, wow. I know she have around 9 million followers on TikTok. So try to take advantage of social media and put out your work, but at the same time, be creative. So if you want to get in the industry and say, you know what, my dream is to work in the gaming industry. I want to work on in the animation, but in gaming industry like Fortnite. So you have to do something to grab their attention on social media, so people can, you know, they can look at you and say, this person has a skill. Let's see what they can do at my company and so on. So that's another thing you can, you know, take advantage of. Even though you might out of school and you don't have no experience, once they have the skill, you're good. Just find innovative ways to be creative, to apply for companies or your dream jobs and so on. For example, for me, this is something I do right now. So I decided I want to start with people who work at YouTube and Instagram, because I love those companies. So I find people who are in the industry on Twitter and LinkedIn, and I follow them and I interact with their posts. And anytime I do something, I tag them in my posts. And they will look at it and comment and say, that's very good. You know, I'm trying to get their attention. I'm trying them to know me. So I'm trying to put my foot in that tech industry in Silicon Valley, like Facebook and so on. So this is something I'm also doing, and I'm sharing with you that you guys can do. Okay, so I'm gonna share about my presentation.
Yes, I was just about to say, I wanted to give everybody, while you set that up, is it good to go? I was gonna give them a 30-second break, but if you're good to go. Once you're ready. But everybody just take a breather and make some notes there and ask yourself, you know, is this for me? Am I ready to jump into this career while Sheena gets her presentation slide back up on? Yeah, we're seeing it now.
Okay, well, if you want to give them like 1 minute break or 2 minute break, that's fine.
Yeah, let's take a 2 minutes and then we'll come back. Sheena will set up while I want to just play the audio of Sup Like Hustle. I was loving it. All right, 2 minutes break. We'll be back.
Success don't come overnight. You know substance over I do it for the love, we not do it for the life. No, we not do it for the likes, but we tell them we do it for the love, we not do it for the life. Why do they want to look what? The style, man. Nothing of the sort. Harass you, so man. Yeah, why? Take this. Come on, what? Because I had a little conversation with somebody. Any piece of gold me a mind, any piece of gold me one yard, banana, chips and me say, cash for gold, any piece of gold me a mind, any piece of gold, yo. Well, also man, also in the street, also man, also. Instead of going on Constantine Road to the boulevard, take this route, take that route, and it would make the flow of the vehicular traffic much easier. They're not doing that.
Mm-hmm. We have another caller, Lichmore.
Hello, Lichmore.
Are you hearing us?
Motorist Lichmore.
Well, we're not hearing him, but let's go back to you, Mr.
Oh,
Cannon.
I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. I ended up at Nationwide 90 FM. I just ran out for a minute to check on my kids in the break, and my station where I work popped up. So we were listening to Mr. Cliff Hughes. All right, Sheena, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right, how are we doing, everybody? Okay, so let's get into the next part.
So we're going to talk about how we can network locally and internationally, right? So join groups, join social media groups, attend film festival, reach out to other animators and people you look up to on Twitter and LinkedIn. Now, these are some of the social media groups you can join. Yeah, like I said before, you have Jamaica Animation Nation Network, you have Trinidad Animation Network, and I suppose I have an N at animation. It's a typo. You have Barbados Animation Network, you have Guyana Animation Network, you have Anime Carib. Anime Carib is in Trinidad, and it's really good to get involved in Anime Carib. You have another group called Character Design. So if you like join characters, you join these groups. You have traditional animation. That's a different type of animation. And this one is, I'm going to give you a brief explanation what traditional animation is. It's basically you join character animators that join the animation frame by frame. They're not using any computer software. So this takes a lot of time. So an example I can give you is that, you remember the flip book you have in school? And I used to draw a ball on each page, and then you just flip it and you just see it move. So it's something like that. So people who do traditional animation will have thousands of paperwork just drawing characters. They're just drawing on each page and not actually using any software for this. So the animation that I show you with the two pieces, that's traditional animation. We didn't use computer for that, because when we do traditional animation, your character is more animated. So we like doing that one, but this one is very expensive because it's very time consuming and you have to be a great drawer artist. So film festival that you guys can participate in is Kingston, and I'm not gonna stress on this. Take advantage of this. The first time Kingston came to Jamaica was 2013, and I was at NCU and I was a volunteer there. And you have people from overseas came there and, you know, speakers and so on. It was a great event. And I meet people from all over the world. I meet people, other animators in the industry. You don't have to participate, but go there to just to network and, you know, to meet people. Another one is Lignum Vital Film Festival, and that is at NCU. So it's good to enter those film festival, the animation category, to showcase their work. I started off there and now I'm here. I have my own animation business. So take advantage as much as possible. You have GatFest, you have Kids Screen. Again, Kids Screen is in Florida. You have Annecy Film Festival. This one is in France. And you have to have a very good portfolio and a very good idea to go here. So if you want to, you know, be big in the industry, it's very good to just go honestly, maybe once in your life, just take a trip to France and, you know, network people and get your foot in the industry and meet, you know, big, just go big, dream big. I would never tell people just limit themselves to just Jamaica. Just think big and just try, just aim for the stars. That's my philosophy. I always say people, I just aim as high as much as possible. Even if I drop on the clothes, that's fine. Just go big. There's nothing wrong with doing that. You have Midcom and other film festivals. Okay, so we're gonna talk about personal branding and marketing. What makes you unique? And once you're going in industry, you have to be different. Like, why are you different from other animators? Why are you different from other character designers, right? So for me personally, what makes me unique, how I position myself in the industry, is that I'm all about productivity and being creative and doing remote work. So you don't have a lot of animation business here in Jamaica that, or any business at all that goes remotely, like you don't actually have an office to do a thing. We have people from working on my team in Cayman, you have people in Jamaica, St. Lucia, you have Philippines, you have Indonesia, you have people from, you know, working on my team. And I promote remote work because I want people to feel happy and be very productive. Because once, you know, to me, when you just don't not in the office, I'm just inspired and you're just getting ideas. And that is why I like to travel. So when I travel, even though I'm working, I go different countries. When I travel, I'm still working, but I get ideas because when I go to these countries, I see how people relate and I learn from different cultures. And I use that and bring it back to my team and to share ideas. And so we just be creative. So you need to know your reason why you want to get in industry. And if you want to start your company, what's the reason, the why that motivates you and drives you to be in industry or for you to have this project. So it's very good to brand yourself and to market yourself. This is very important. And I want to say, when I started with Scribble Panda and I have it on social media, I had it on Facebook, and it was this lady from Bahamas. She reached out to me and she said, hey, she's the CEO of an advertising agency. They don't have any animators or any animation studio there. So they're looking for someone in the Caribbean that they can work with. So she saw my work, she loved it, and she started outsourcing the animation to us. So that's how I started getting work through Facebook. She just saw my works on it, and you know, that's how I market myself. And I started getting projects. I started very good clients because I started working with University of Bahamas. I started working with a lot of government organization in Bahamas. So you have to put yourself out there so people can find you, but at the same time, brand yourself so people can relate to you, you know, and stuff. Okay. And I think this is stuck again. So I'm going to see if I can.
Sheena, can your keynote play? I just saw an option to play it.
Yeah, I'm doing it, but I just closed off from it because it was giving me problem. I don't know why it is keep giving me problem.
Oh, that's the world of technology.
All right, good. All right, great. So how you can put yourself out there is that create a website. You have WordPress and Wix. Wix is very easy to use. So if you're not really a technology person, you can try this. You don't need any coding or any programming to do this. So you can try Wix, and you have DeviantArt, where you have, this is like a website where a lot of artists and animators, they just post their work. So you can, just create a website, have a presence there, and put your work out so people can see yourself. And after you do that, you do social media marketing. So you just put your work on TikTok, you jump on trends, you post your work on Instagram, YouTube, wherever you feel comfortable, which platform you think is for you, just put your work there. That's very important, and try to market yourself. That I can. All right. I don't know why. I have to do this again. All right, so the next heading is going to be how to find opportunities to create global content. So let's say you're in animation, right? This is your industry. This is where you want to be, but you want to go bigger. You want your work to go on Netflix. You want your work to go on TVJ. You want to have a YouTube series. You want to go on WeWorks. You want your Disney to, have your content. You want to go big, or if you don't want to be, that's fine. So what I want to do is that create content that is research driven and based on global trends. And this is very important. There are different trends that people now are doing, and you have to do it. For example, animations are about diversity now. That's a trend. So people are welcoming people from different background, a diverse background from different, so you have to be open-minded to make sure that your characters, your animation has this diverse background. And that include people who are disabled, maybe people who are from the LGBT community, gay, lesbian, transgender, people from, and especially now people are pushing for Black Lives Matter. You say, okay, you can hop onto that trend and just look for trends. So you can just Google them. And one thing you can find this trend is on Midcom and Kidscreen. Once you go on these websites, they have like presentations, they have documents that they, research that they did that show you them. So sometimes I go on them and just look for trends. So if I'm thinking about another animation I want to come up with, I just look and see what are people talking about in the world now. So that's how you create your content. Because I remember one of the struggles in the Jamaican industry is that when these animators go overseas and they go through Kingston as well, and the YEDI project. So if you're not familiar with the YEDI project, that would be good, because sometimes the government will help you to, to push your content and take you to these international festivals to showcase your work. So one of the things I realized a lot of people are telling these animators when they go to international film festival is that it doesn't have a global appeal, and that was a problem, because most of the films, they have Creole and Patois, and when you're showing to international people, didn't understand it. So they were saying you have to have like subtitles. Some people didn't understand our culture. So you have to know the trends, and you have to know how to position yourself in animation industry. So you have that global appeal that everyone around the world can watch your video and understand it and get your jokes and so on. So I have to keep that in mind. So what you can do is that you sign up for your newsletter, right? try to sign up for animation magazine that give you all the trends, all the information, everything that's happening in the world. So you can sign up on Kids Screen and Midcom and so on. And the next thing is that attend conferences and seminars online. You can do that now. Most conferences are free. I mean, if I should say one good thing out of this virus is that everything is online, and I don't have to, you don't have to spend a lot of money and go overseas to go to conferences and do this and do that. You just take advantage of that opportunity, find these conferences and the seminars, and just do it online and learn and interact with these people, interact with the animators, with presenters, and so on. So you can learn what people are talking about, what Netflix is looking for, what Disney is looking for, what people are looking for in the film industry. So now I will be taking your questions and your answers.
Yeah. Woo!
Before I do that, I want to say thank you guys. I gonna send you guys my presentation. If you have any questions, you can email me. Also, there's something I want to say. There's a surprise and Empress doesn't know about this.
What?
I'm choosing one person to mentor in the animation industry. And I'll be working with you, try to, even if you're new, if you have no experience, that's okay. What I want you to do is just write to me why, what you like about the industry and why you want to be in the industry and how I can help you and what is that you're looking for me to teach you and to mentor. So this is my email. You can do that. I'll be choosing one person. Even if I didn't choose you, don't feel bad. I'll try to help you as much as possible. I can still have you guys, talk to you or review anything you want to do, answer any questions, that's okay. So don't feel bad. I will still be there for you guys. So let's go back to questions and answers.
Yes, Sheena, I want to thank you for saying and offering that, because I'm tear-jerked right now because people don't understand the power of mentorship to change your life. And all of us had a mentor somewhere in our life that allowed us an opportunity to grow and to make mistakes and to guide us and to empower and educate us to be where we are today, to be able to just sit in this chair, positive women who are successful on their success journey and are able to take somebody under their wing. So I'm so excited for whoever is going to receive your mentorship. Let's go to the question and answer segment. Yeah, go ahead.
Right. So
you can choose some or I can read some. Go ahead.
All right. So what are some softwares that animators use? So if you want to do 2D animation, you have Toon Boom, and Toon Boom is an industrial lead software that people use like Disney and so on, so you can start learning that. And you have TV Paint. If you want to do 3D animation, you have Maya. I think Maya is like 3D films. 3D Max is for gaming. So if you want to 3D and get in the gaming industry, that's good. Oh, there's a lot of questions coming into the last question. All right. And then for 3D, if you want to do architect, I think 3D Max is good as well. All right, I hope I answered that question. How can we use animation to effectively bring across a lesson, especially during this pandemic? This is a very good question. I love this question because I was just about to tell you guys that take advantage of the opportunities that's happening around you. And that's another thing, you put your foot in the industry. So you realize that a lot of things, people are going online now. And it's funny because earlier today, my husband was watching this, what do you call it? I forget the name, but it's like the teacher teaching you things in agriculture and geography. And he said, the students will sit down and watch this, it's so boring. And I said to him, I think animation could be a part of this to make it entertaining, make it exciting, and stuff. So what you can do is that you can create like e-learning to 2 rows. You can have voiceovers, or you can mix it when you're talking and do some creative stuff with it to explain a particular theory or get a point across. So you guys can do that now. So if you're not comfortable, or you're in class now, if you're bored, maybe you can say, hey, I have an idea. What if we start mixing animation, in the education industry? So you can do that now. All right. I'm going at the top now. I'm going to come at the bottom. Okay. I make posters, but I like to learn some more. All right, you can use Photoshop for that and watch tutorials to see how to make posters. And you can actually animate it if you want to make it very interesting and entertaining, like a promo, if you want to, promote an event for Instagram stories, for social media, whatever you want to do. Okay. How do you go about applying for internships, either at your company or other animation companies locally? So for this one, wait, the question disappeared. Okay. All right, so for this one, what you have to do is that reach out to the company. You can call them or you can message them and see if they have any openings. So some of them might not have any openings, or sometimes you go on the website, you don't see they have any internships at the moment, but just call and just to make sure. You can just message me saying, what you would like to learn, what you can do, and I can see if I have, I can give your internship and so on. Just, it's all about reaching or connecting with the person. And first of all, there's something I want to share with you guys. When people applying for my company or for my business, when they're doing work, if you write in a cover letters and say, dear sir, madam, I'm going to disregard that cover letter. And the reason why is that if I post this job and you see my name, Sheena Mclean, and then you see it's from Scribble Panda, and then you Google and see on my website who I am and what we do, it shows that you don't have any interest in my company, but you're looking for a job. And you have to be very careful of that, because if you show that all you just want is money, you're looking for a job, a lot of people are not going to work with you. You have to show why you want to work with my company. So other people might say, you know what, I like working with, I want to be a part of Scribble Panda because I love the projects, I love the culture that you build, I love that you're all about going remote working. I believe that that's the future of work. I want to be a part of a team. We have a multicultural, we can mix with other people from around the world. I like that. So if you show that, you fit in my company and my culture, then I will hire you. At the end of the day, I'm looking for someone that likes, we wake up and feel so happy and I want to work here and like what we do. I don't want to look for somebody who just want to look for a job. So you have to look for a company that that you're going to fit into, that company is your culture, that you see yourself there. Because I don't want you to be miserable. I don't want you to wake up in the morning and say, I don't want to do this. No. So just be very careful when you're applying for jobs and what to write in a cover letter. And just research on the company, get to know who you're working with, get to know what we do, and so on. It's very good. All right. I would love to design video games, work on cartoon animation or graphics in movies. I don't know what that is called. So are you saying you want to do VFX animations? Is that what you're asking? The graphics in movies, that's called VFX, visual effects. So people use After Effects for that. You can research more about it. It's called After Effects, and research more about visual effects. I'm not sure if I answered that question right. Video games, work on cartoon animations. Okay, I hope I answered that question. If I didn't, just let me know. How do you stay motivated? Tony K. Thompson, that's a very interesting question you asked. How do I stay motivated? I'm a traveler and I'm an adventurer. So whenever I feel stressed, this is just me. Whenever I feel stressed out, I do adventure. So I will take a break and I will do something fun. And I'm going to share a personal experience. last year I was feeling so sad in my life. I started becoming depressed because I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. I didn't know who I am was anymore. I feel so lost. I had that feeling, and I took a trip to Dubai and I went by myself. So I went there and I started touring the places, meeting people, interacting with people. And when I was there, I realized that I was an adventurous person because I did skydiving, I went on a plane, and I jumped out. I don't know why I did that, but I always wanted to do it. I wanted to try something new, and I did. I jumped out of the plane, and I felt like a huge rush, like in me, like I was motivated to do stuff. I find a piece more of me. But what interests me is that I realized that why I was so scared. Because before I was doing skydiving, I have my watch on, like my Apple Watch, and it was making a lot of noise. And my friend said, "What's wrong?" And then she was saying, my heartbeat was high because I was reading the documents where they're saying that if I die, that's on me, right? So I was like, oh my God, this is like a dangerous thing. What am I doing? And when I started doing it, I'm going at the place and my heart rate just got high. And then after I did it, I feel like, why was I scared in the first place of doing it? Why do I have this fear? So I started to become brave and fearless to the point that I was willing to swim with sharks. Can I have this at Atlantis, this pool where you can swim with sharks and interact with sharks? And I'm like, I'm very stupid to be thinking that because I can't swim, but I'm willing to jump in that pool to be around sharks. So it's like, that's just me. That's how I be motivated. It's like when I do adventures to clear my mind and meet people, and especially when I hear people's stories to see how grateful we are to live on an island, it just made me feel that we're grateful for life. Especially when I was in the Middle East, and a lot of people, there was like Dubai is all about luxury, and when I went there, 90% of people, when I talk to them, it's their family. They have to leave the country to go there to work money, and they're all about family, and they work 7 days, they work 6 days. And I was like, I'm very lucky. We're lucky to live in Jamaica on an island and to have this life. So I get ideas, and I feel grateful, and I have gratitude in my life. And that's how, it just made me to want to go back to work. So how to stay motivated, just have an escape in life. Do what you want to do. I don't know what the escape is. It can be a trip around Jamaica. It can be gym. Also, gym is something that I go to, like de-stress. So find something that it makes you spend time with yourself, and you're happy, and you're happy doing it. So whatever that is, you figure out how you stay motivated. But I stay motivated by traveling and doing adventures and talking to people. All right. From your perspective, how important is it for an aspiring animator to start working early on their craft? It is important if you want to be in the animation industry. Is you try and learn as much as possible. The book that I told you guys to read it, and try to figure out where industry you want to be. So if you want to do script writing for animation, start writing scripts and put it up. Or maybe you can open a Instagram account where you have like short snippets or some creative writing, and try to get people to look at it and give you feedback and so on. So if you're interested and this is what you want to do, it's best to start early as possible, and along the way you figure out what you want to do. How can I incorporate animation with my ads? Okay, are you doing video? What ads? Animation with my ads. You can do banner ads. You can do promo videos. If you're doing Instagram story, you can do like 15-second animation with text moving and a little animation, so on. That's how you can incorporate animation with your ads. Next question. As a teacher in training, what are some of the animation tools and softwares I can use to enhance my lessons? Okay, so if you're using I use Keynote on my Mac, so it have like animations effects there. So I'm not sure if PowerPoint has that, but if you have Keynote, you can do that. If not, there's a site called animator.com. You can use that software to move. You don't need any technical experience. So this will be very good for you. So you can use that and do some animation, text moving or anything you want to do. So that's a software you can use for that. Can I pursue a career in animation if I'm not a skilled drawer? This is very interesting question. It's good to have some drawing skill, but you don't have to be an expert, but it depends on where you want to be. You can be in the animation industry, but you can be a script writer, you can do sound engineering, you can be the rigger person who rig the characters, you can it can be a production manager. It depends on where you want to do, but it's good to have the skills. You don't have to be an expert. Can animation be mixed with realistic? Yes, you can do that. You can, a lot of people be doing with that. You just, if you're doing video editing, let's say example, I'm talking right now and I video myself. I can go in the software and put some animations to make it more creative and, you know, and exciting. So you can do that. In these stages, who earns the most? That is very interesting, but it depends on your skills and it depends on, basically depends on the skills and your experience. But sometimes producer, directors, people, you know, in those high level position, because it's a lot of work, it's a lot of money in the industry. Do I use After Effects? Yes, I do. I used to use it when I was in university.
I'd like to ask a question.
Sure, come in.
All right. Good night, Mrs. McLean. Thank
Hi.
you. First of all, I want to say thank you so much. I've been looking forward to this course for since I heard about it. Thanks again, Mrs. Golding, for this opportunity. Really, really do appreciate it. A question that I wanted to ask, based on the presentation that I saw you doing, I noticed that you used the animation for, I think it's for the second slide with the panda, had a little bit more fur and everything in it. It had a more, I don't know if I'm describing it right, but a softer feel versus the one that I think it was at the bottom left corner, that would have been your logo. The question that I wanted to ask, because you mentioned that growing up you had a lot of different inspirations for you wanting to be in animation. What led you to choosing your art style, if you have a set art style, and would have led you to developing various art styles? Because I know that in this field, it's good to be flexible. It's good to have your own style, but it would be best to be able to dabble into different areas. So that's my question.
Okay, great. Great question. Thanks a lot for that question. I personally choose a style that represents my personality. So I like cute things. I like stuff that's very cute and very colorful and soft. So when I was building Scribble Panda, I choose something that represents me as well. But as well as, aside from taking on projects with the government and other people, I wanted to create my own content. And one of the ideas that I have was to create a children book, like an animated book teaching kids about traveling around the world. So if I'm gonna work with kids, I have to make it very colorful, very appealing to them. So that's one of the reasons why I chose that art style. And I think I wanna show something that we did as well, the art style that I want. I'm gonna send you the link after, but this is it. We did this. So we have Panda here, and it was like a concept art that I did because I wanted to test and see how children relate to it, and this is something that they will be interested in to reading. Like, these are different islands, these are creative visits, and we want to do something, you know. The first thing people say is very colorful and it's cute, and that's what the reaction I wanted to get. So basically this concept was that different islands, and the panda would go around on each island and learning different culture. So that's why I chose that type of style, because I'm working with children. It has to be very appealing.
That looks amazing. I can't wait to see that, especially somebody who has two small kids. All righty, we're going to keep going. Thank you for coming in live. Raise your hands. I see some other hands raised. If you want to ask a question directly, I will allow you to talk one at a time. While you come in, I will ask Sheena to answer any more questions she chooses from the Q&A.
Hi, hello.
Okay, go to you, Gashard.
Hi, good night, everybody. I'm Gashard. And my question to Sheena is, okay, so growing up, just like you, I was very fascinated in animation, you know. One of my favorite cartoons was Woody, Toy Story. Yes, and as I grew older, you know, I just realized that I really have a love and passion for animation, you know, and I just find that it was a way to just express, you know, oneself. So I went on a journey and decided that, hey, this is something I really want to do. And throughout that journey, I discovered that I had the skill and the talent to draw. So, you know, I decided to just stick with it. I went to high school. I did visual arts. You know, I try my best to do much and to just work hard to perfect my skills. And then after I graduated high school, I went to Hartus Garmex and I did an animation program and I finished it this year. So I was on this journey, you know, I wanted to go to college and pursue it and get a degree, you know, because that's what I heard, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You need a degree to, you know, get jobs or, you know, to perfect your skills and so on. So I said I was going to do that. And then I realized that I couldn't because it was quite expensive. So I had to step back a little and do something that is not of my passion, which is really opposite of what I want to do. So I ended up majoring in IR, international relations. So here am I, kind of miserable, but yet I found that, you know, with IR, you know, it opens so much doors and it really widened my perspective. I found a way to link IR, international relations, with animation, because what I figured and what I found out with IR is that it's talking about international issues, you know, um, and I just felt that for me, for my future project, animation project, what I want to do is to shed light on issues that are affecting not just Jamaica but international wise, you know. So I decided to just link that, but throughout that process so far, you know, I'm feeling demotivated, you know, I feel lost, you know, I feel that I'm losing my passion for animation. So how can I continue to um, have that passion, you know, burning, you know, how can I live on, you know, how can I push forward, you know, knowing that I'm doing something that it's not really of my passion.
Okay, thank you for that. I really appreciate it. There's this book that I read last year. It's called The Artist's Way by Julia. Forgot her last name. That's the book when I felt like I didn't have my passion. I lose everything, you know, because I feel lost. And it have activities in that book that you can follow, and it can help you to bring back your creative side of you. So I think one of the activities was like, what did I wanted to do when I was young? And I said I wanted to do animation. Then it said, okay, for this week, you do animation class or animation, do something in animation. So I recommend that book to you. But otherwise, from that, you can just do it on the side. I understand that going to school, you don't have the funds, and that's okay. If you love something, this is something I also, every time there's like an obstacle in my way to try to head to a direction, I always find a solution. Like try, I find, be creative and like find a solution to that. So okay, try watching YouTube videos, okay? Try to learn what type of animator you want to, what type of stuff they want to do. What you can do is that find people who worked at Woody, right? Who worked on that production on LinkedIn, on Twitter, because they're there, or on social media. Like find them, look at their works, like interact with them. Maybe that can spark a good creativity back into you. Ask them questions, like ask them how they do certain things, or you can read and research how they animated, what trends them use, what software them use, and then try to learn it and just do it step by step. That is okay. If since in international relations, maybe you can incorporate animation in your work. So you can do those things. Like don't give up on a passion, but try and do it on the side. And maybe if you have a business and you start working on a film and people start seeing your work now, and you can just move over to that in industry. But don't worry about not having a degree. I heard this many times that you need to have a degree to get a job. But trust me, your experience and your quality of your work is more likely to get you a job. So you can have somebody who have a degree and look at their portfolio and I'm like, doesn't suit my type of company. Then you don't have a degree and I saw your work, I'm like, I love this guy. I want to work with this guy. His work is great. His work is fantastic. He has stuff on social media, or maybe just don't think about you're not going to school. Don't worry about it. Just do what you really want to do, and just do it on the side till you transition into that field. But whatever, if you feel like you have a block right now, that book is a good book that I recommend for you doing. And it's like it's for creative people, artists who have a block and how to be unblocked. So read that book and it'll help you. I did it. It was a 10-week course and I felt like I know what I wanted in my life. So I recommend that for you.
Thank you, because I really feel that our culture is really fading away, and I just really want to just use animation as a way to just bring it back. Generation on generation will come and just not enjoy, our culture, and it's fading away. So I just really want to use animation as a way to remember, our kids and more to come that, Jamaica is a fun place, our folk tales, everything. I feel that I can really tap into that by expressing it through animation. So thanks. Again, I will read that book.
What I can tell you is that if you want to bring back the culture, just start a YouTube series, like get a group of people. Maybe you can find people online right now who's interested in animation. Just pray, say, hey guys, I want to bring back big boy stories or big B stories and the animation and put it on YouTube. You can do that. Or you want to bring back what it was like living in Jamaica when, back in the days when everybody was friendly and remember this or remember that. This is what I had to do in high school. This is what we had to do. This is what we do when we grow up. Play Chinese skip, we play marble, we do this and do that. If that's the one to bring the culture or talk about Anansi stories, you can do it now. Don't be afraid to put it out on YouTube and just create your story, your stories.
Yes. Yes, I will definitely do that. This is the
Thanks,
nostalgia.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Thank you. And thanks for answering that, Sheila. I see a lot of people asking about the name of the book again. Is it The Creative Life, the one by Julia Cameron?
Yes, that's the book.
Right. So it's A Creative Life. I haven't read it, heard about The Creative Life, True Tales of Inspiration by Julia Cameron. People, look it up. All right. So let's answer a few more questions. We have gone over the 90-minute mark. Yeah, can you believe that already?
It's like so much questions.
I know, it's so hard and we'll never be able to get to it all. This is just the introduction. Some of you have taken home some invaluable information to hack and kickstart your animation career. So I'm going to allow our master trainer now to answer as many more as she likes, and then we're going to come to some fun. She's just going to throw out some questions at you and we're going to see who answers. And remember, for the mentorship, you have to email her directly if you were listening in class, and tell her why you want to get into the industry, and she will then decide. But for us here, she'll throw out some questions. You just answer them in the chat, so we can ascertain whether or not you understood and grasped some of the things that she was saying. So she'll throw some questions at you from the presentation. But Sheena, feel free to answer a couple more of the Q&A.
Okay. No problem. All right, so this question, okay. Hello, I like to ask about how character development occurs. This can be individual or group. And how are you able to find voice actors for these characters? Or advertisement posted by animation companies for casting calls? Okay, so you want to find voice actors for your characters. What I use is Fiverr. Also, I have connections here in Jamaica and in the Caribbean, so I know people, when I'm ready to do voice actors for me, I can call them, but you can use Fiverr. Fiverr is very good for finding different voice actors from all over the world. Or is that you're asking me you want? Okay. All right, so use Fiverr to find the voice actors for your character. You can also use Upworks as well. All right, let's move on to the next question. Right. Is animation too consuming to do on the side? It is a lot of hard work, yes, but it depends on what in animation you wanted to do. So if you want to do animation, like animate the characters, it is time consuming. Right. Is it hard to learn animation on your own without no experience whatsoever? It depends on you, to be honest. So if you like to learn by yourself, use watching tutorials, reading books, that's okay. But I'm going to be very honest with you. This is something that I do. I used to learn on myself, but I learn faster when there's a mentor or an expert, because that person can teach you the tips and tricks as soon as possible. So if you're comfortable learning on your own, that's fine with no experience. But it's good to have a mentor with you or somebody who's in the industry that can guide you correctly, and trust me, you learn fast as much as possible than by yourself. Is animation a better way to share a perspective throughout the whole world? I mean, media in physical appearance is okay, and understand that being in the animation industry is wonderful because you guys are all popular where cartoon animation is, and this is where millions are interested in. I mean, with animation, you can do so much more because it's like sometimes you bring in an object to life, like you created something that we can't do by video or filming. It's just a way we just be very creative, and sometimes it can cost a less more than actually shooting the video, if I answered that question properly. Where can I go to start practicing 2D and 3D animation? Regarding to that question, is best to choose which category do you want to be in 2D or you want to do in 3D. As I said, you can try YouTube. You can go on websites and go in books or join groups and learn from them. I love animation, but I'm 15 and don't have equipment. What should I do? Okay, so what you can do, if you don't have equipment, that's okay. Just start by drawing on books or on papers and try to do flip books and just do that in the meantime till you're able to get a software. Okay. How do you not get scared of putting your work out there? This is very an interesting question. You are the artist and this is your work. You should be proud of, putting your work out. Everybody is different. Everybody as an artist or art style is very different. And if you're comfortable, say this is your work and you're comfortable with it, you should not be afraid because this is who you want to represent, right? So don't be scared. Of course, you're gonna have people in your world who's gonna be negative, and that's okay. That's a part of the world. Just don't mind them. Just do your thing and just don't care about what anybody says if you're comfortable with what works. Okay, let's go. What software can I use to do animation to the business advertisement? You can use After Effects, you can use Adobe Premiere, or online if you can join animator.com or Pro Tools, but you have to pay for them. Can we use our smartphone to do animation? That's very interesting. If you have an app that can do that, please let me know, but I am not aware of you can use a smartphone to do animation. You normally have to use like a very powerful machine so it can render your work. So I'm not really sure what you can do on a smartphone, unless it's very basic and simple stuff by an app. Okay, am I hiring any voice actors at the moment? Regarding any of this, what you can do, you can send me an email of what you're interested in, and I'll get back to you if there's an opening.
Hello, good night.
Hi.
I am Nicolette.
Hi, Nicolette.
Yeah, I've been interested in animation for a while now, and I just started doing it in sixth form at Castle.
Okay.
But a while ago, you were asking about the software that you can use on your phone. Flipperclip is available and it's free unless you want the premium version. So I was suggesting that it's like a start for people like us because I'm actually using it right now. It's very easy to use and very easy to get a start, a kick off in animation.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much for sharing that. I'm not familiar with that, but as I say, you learn something new every day, so I'm definitely going to check out that one. But thank you very much for sharing that with your other classmates. All right, so I'm going to answer more questions.
Up to you, my master trainer. The stage is really yours right now. This is a great opportunity to give knowledge and receive knowledge. So I really think, however, that it is 7:45. We were supposed to finish at 7:30. So I will give it, up to you. Maybe there's 3 questions that you want to, okay, let's just say we take 3 more questions from the Q&A. And one more from the panelists, which is attendees who have been promoted to panelists with the power to talk. So maybe we'll do that.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so someone's asking, I would like to do YouTube videos where I tell personal experience stories in animation. Would you recommend that? Yes, I will definitely recommend that. It's good to share experience and put your work out there. No problem. Just go for it. Once you do that, just send me a link of your work and I will take a look at it. No problem revising with your ideas as well. So you can do that. Okay. I don't know why, but I will spend 20 hours working on a project. If I don't finish in that 20 hours and never complete it, how do I stop, or should I say continue? Why would you limit yourself on a project? I personally never limit myself. It's best to take breaks and then continue doing it. If you feel like you have a block, just take a moment, step away from it. When you feel inspired, go back to it until you complete it. But just don't give up on your project. Just continue working on it. I know it can be very frustrating, but just keep doing it. Trust me, it will worth it in the end. Once you finish your project and you share it and a lot of people are excited about it, it's a very warm and fluttering feeling you get. All right, so the last question I'm gonna take is, okay. Okay, what are recommended procedures to take as an aspiring voice actress? All right, so what you have to do if you have access to a studio, maybe if you're at school or your school have a recording studio, or maybe you can rent a studio and just record some stuff in different tones and save it and put it up online, right? So when people looking for voice actors, you can show it to them. Or if you want to invest, you can maybe go on Amazon, look for a mic, the sound equipment, sorry, not the sound equipment, the mic, the what the black thing called, the soundproof that you can put around so when you record you don't hear anything.
Yeah, the soundproof padding. Yes.
Right, thank you. So you can do that at home and get the equipment and then just seek out work. So put yourself out there, just apply. Here you can apply for agencies or animation studios and say, hey, you're a voice actor, this is my work. Or you can do it on Fiverr. Fiverr is very good. You can put your work there, because sometimes I use that for getting voice actors and actors. So just get the equipment, put your work out, and market yourself. I hope that's right. So that's pretty much the questions I answered. If I didn't answer your questions, that's okay. You can send me your email and I will respond to you there. So thank you guys very much for everything. I appreciate it. And I do hope you guys enjoy my presentation. You can feel free to tweet to me on Twitter, Instagram, wherever you can find me. I have no problem. Just reach out. That's okay. And I'll help you as much as possible.
Oh, thank you, Sheena. Let's give her a round of applause, everybody. Woo! That was amazing. And I learned so much from you, Sheena. As we close now, Sheena, which is tradition, I want you to drop a couple questions on them and let's see who was really listening in class. So what you're going to do is going to ask a question and then everybody is going to, jump in and quickly answer in the chat segment. So we will see who answers first, who's quick on their fingers, and who was really paying attention. Let's go.
All right. So the first question I'm going to ask is just tell me one job you can get in the pre-production stage. If you want to work in the pre-production section, script writer. Omar, you're so fast. Great, vice over. Great, you guys are so fast. Great. All right. If you have no experience, if you are out of school, right, and you have limited experience, tell me something you can do to put yourself in the animation industry. What you can do. You have no experience. What you can do. Masterclass and finance. Great, that's perfect. Social media, attend conferences, start a website, YouTube, freelancing. Oh, you guys are so fast. Okay, this is it. Tell me an animation festival you guys can go or attend. Oh, this person is so fast. The same festival, Kingston, Anime Career. Oh no, you guys are bright.
Woo! Kid's Screen is there. Yes. Well done, Kingston.
All right.
All right.
You guys are really good. Yeah.
That's really it. All right. Now, Sheena, I'm going to do you have one more question for fun? Or that was it? That was good. That was a good one.
Let's see. I'm going to see if I can do a difficult question.
Yeah, because this person is saying, dear keyboard, you're failing me. Don't blame the keyboard.
No, this is just a fun question. Tell me your dream company. I want to know where you want to work. Your dream company. Disney, Netflix, Cartoon Network, Apple. Disney, someone person CNN, that's very good. So a lot of people want to work at next. That's very good. Sesame Street, create my own. That's so good that you want to be an entrepreneur. That's very good. My company, that's very good. Marvel. I'm so happy that you guys are aiming for the stars and not limiting yourself, which is good. So if you know you want to work at these companies, what you have to do, just create your goals how you can get there. So one thing I'm going to tell that I do, I personally want to work at Netflix or Instagram. So what I do is that I go on a website and I look at the career that I see myself 6 years from now. And I look at the requirements that they're asking for. And if I don't have that skill, I go and I learn it. So you guys can do that. That's a very good way if you want to work at your company. Just look at the skills, what they're asking for, and learn it.
Wow. Sheena, this has been a very powerful masterclass. And I thank you because you've given me life to go. And I put up my new vision board, which is AccuWalk. And, you know, I have a dream. I have a dream to create a 2D or 3D animation, or even a better puppet series than the one we did, where we can have these Jamaican characters, you know, educating, showing good values, teaching children about their rights and responsibility, using Jamaican characters in Jamaican spaces and places, Jamaican humor. And so, like you said, and I want to encourage everybody out there, doesn't matter what people say when you're starting. If you have a vision, go out and do it. You have to start. If you don't take the first step, you're not going to be able to take the next one and the next one and the next one. You have to leap and go out on a leap of faith. So I want to share with you my personal story of tears and frustration and lack of money and lack of investment in a big dream that I have, because there are no big animation on a big world stage, or no real Jamaican animation series. And we as Jamaicans, and me, you know me, I'm a pro-Jamaican Black advocate wanting to see that diversity in the big billion-dollar industry. And I'm not seeing enough of it. So I created this. So I'm going to share this with everybody, because I personally have a vision board. And that's Sheena and I and her team. Hopefully one day, as we create the budget, I hope we'll be able to animate AccuWalk. But we started with puppets, Sheena, because that's all I had. Puppets and an idea how to produce. And I want to share a couple, they're very short, but I want to share at least one fun episode of what I was able to do. And it was kind of like the first of its kind on traditional television, where we created these puppets. They all had Jamaican names: Kingston, Gong, Nana Shanti, Ma Sami, you know, names that we're familiar with, and created this puppets, 24 3 to 5 minute puppet episodes. But I want to just play it for fun with everybody.
Bedtime, Kingston. Did you brush your teeth?
Yes, Mommy.
Did you say your prayers?
Yes, Mommy.
Okay, sleep well. Your daddy's coming to say good night.
You ready for bed?
Yes, Daddy. But I am a big boy. I can stay up like you and Mommy. I never drop asleep.
You see this pick here? You is right, son. You is a big boy. But big boys need sleep too. Sleep is how our bodies rest and build energy to grow big and strong.
All right, Daddy. So when you say I must go to bed, is because you want me to grow up and be a big man like you?
Yes, my son. Let me explain it to you.
Run the rhythm.
Bedtime, you know. It's bedtime. Children, it's bedtime in AccuWalk. Little Picnic must go to your bed. You know, see night come, you need to rest your head. Little Picnic must go to your bed. You know, see night come, you need to rest your head. Rest, give your energy to make you strong. Make you strong. Rest, give your energy to make you strong. Even though the night seems so long, long, long. As your father, I must protect you. I think about your needs and your rights, them too. As your father, I must protect you. I think about your needs and your rights, them too. So listen what I got to say. Hey, as long as you do that, everything is okay. Hey, everything okay. Everything is okay. Hey, 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 hey. Kingston, my boy. I love you, you know, boy. What your boy gonna say? So.
So I'm just saying, like, you know, I fulfilled my dream and my passion, and I can go to my grave saying I did something I never thought I could do. I went and created these puppets and went and animated on a green screen and had some young voice actors and created scripts with my team, Christina, and we did something. So who knows where it's gonna go? But what I believe, Sheena, from your presentation and what I've experienced is when you have a passion and you're creative, you are living like a star when you're doing what you love. When you're doing what you love and you can accomplish. Why are you copying mommy? Say hi to everybody, Zippy. Bedtime now. Say hi, Auntie Sheena. Say hi, Auntie Sheena. And say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
All right, say good night now.
Good night.
Okay, bedtime. Like Akiwa, little picnic must go to your bed. You know, see my phone. You need to rest your head. Sheena, I love you. To all the young people, thank you so much for being a part. Sheena, we will share the presentation. You will give it to us, of course, because you're part of the team. And we will share it. You and I, my team, Janine, everybody, we will distribute it to you all so you can get an opportunity to, you know, hack into your animation career and live your best creative life. Sheena, there's so much more to do. You're on my vision board. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Wow, what an amazing masterclass.
What
All right.
an amazing masterclass.
It was. All right, everybody. I'm gonna go put my children to bed. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna put my children to bed.
You don't have children. All right, everybody. We're gonna log off now. Thanks for joining the Talk Up Yout Digital Master. The Talk Up Yout Digital Masterclass, powered by Digicel Foundation. Talk Up Yout Forward Foundation. Scribble Panda. Masterclass trainer Sheena Mclean.
Learning to be a home.
All right, everybody. Good night. Love you all.
Bye, guys.
Bye. We will send you information later on, and we're reading all your comments. Love you all. Okay, little parrot. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.